Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this October the 17th. And, Frank, I know the gray-bearded adventurer Dale Sanders at 85 hiking rim to rim to rim in the Grand Canyon to become the oldest person to ever do that. I think you summed that up real well. What did you say? Because I know somebody's going to ask me that. You said that he makes what?
He makes me feel inadequate.
At 85. Well, he's just an amazing folk. And I hope you folks have a chance to look up Dale Sanders. And he's been a part of this show for a long time. And another part of this show for a long time has been our good friends at Hunter Safety System, Olympus Shield, Hunt, and, of course, our really good friend Karen Lutto of Hunter Outdoor Communications, one of our favorite people in the outdoor industry, PR type. And we're going to get Jay Everett on today because we're going to talk about something that I don't think about when I think of Olympus Shield. And I use the products. I'm a believer in the products. When I go in the woods, I'm a believer in the products. I wish it would have kept my chiggers off 3 weeks ago, and I really would have been able to feel a lot better. But now we're going to talk about a T-shirt that's coming out that really has that scent elimination in it. So let's talk to Jay Everett out of Danville, Alabama. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
Hey, guys, I'm doing great.
All right, let's talk about it because I know that a lot of folks are familiar with your products. I really like the logo. You can't beat a deer's nose. That's I've tried before on that. Can't do it by myself. So talk about this new T-shirt y'all have come out with.
Well, it was just kind of a natural extension of the product line. The Olympus Shield is, there's all kinds of scent control products out there, and
yes,
and a lot of good products, to be candid. And but the Olympus Shield product, when we discovered it, Hunter Safety System has never been a Me Too company.
No,
we've always tried to stick with innovation, and this came along, and to begin with, we were like not so sure about it, but then when we understood it and saw for ourselves how well it worked, and we saw the independent laboratory test, and then most of all we saw it the field test, and
okay.
Up against the whitetail and saw it with our own two eyes, and not just on one occasion, but over the past 4 years on hundreds of occasions. It's one thing for a scent control product to really, when you're on a trade show floor, to hey, smell this, smell how bad it is, and then you spray some of this on there and see how it went away.
Yeah.
That's very impressive, but not nearly as impressive as having hundreds of experiences with whitetail, wild whitetail.
Yeah.
Many of which are in Alabama, where we're at, which are very high pressured animals, and not getting winded ever. Not even kind of sort of winded. I mean, just deer being absolute oblivious to us.
I agree with that. Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is worth paying attention to. So we started treating our harnesses with it to begin with. And because a lot of people don't wash their harnesses very often, and human odor builds up on them, and biomass builds up in them as you body oils and sweat and skin cells that get worked their way into the fabric. And so that went well. Then we introduced the liquid lines to it, and then last year introduced a new liquid product called Extend.
Yes, yeah.
Which is basically a semi-permanent treatment of your clothing, and
right.
I've talked about that in the past, where
right.
you just combine the solution with hot water and put all your clothes in there and in a cooler and shut it for 10 minutes, make sure it's all mixed up good, and it
does it. Yeah.
It's a semi-permanent treatment to your gear,
yeah.
soft goods, and so we're like, we started selling the brand wear, the Olympus Shield T-shirts. People love that logo, and I thought, well, it doesn't make any sense for us to sell these field tees and them not be treated. So we just treated them with the Extend ourselves, and in hopes that folks, and this is kind of a funny take on things, but we're kind of in hopes that our guys will be guys, and they'll go out and wear that shirt one day when they're hanging fans or planting food plots and get it all sweaty and throw it in the corner and forget about it and pick it up a week later and see for themselves. Oh wow, this thing should be rank and it has no smell to it.
Well, that's again, we're talking to Jay Everett of Olympus Shield Hunt and our hunter safety system. Will this lead to something else? I mean, is this a see how it works type thing? And are you guys, I know you work way ahead, and I know you've been working on this for a while, and success of this particular product, is it possible that we will have additional type garments or whatever it might be?
I think it would be more likely than not. We're kind of walking along beside the product.
Yes.
Not trying to get out in front of ourselves or get carried away with ourselves. We're just letting it kind of grow organically. We think when people, we've seen it, when people experience the product, they get real excited about it, and people go from being doubters to disciples in the blink of an eye, and it would make logical sense that we will add additional garments as time goes on. That especially the ones that are touching your skin.
Yes.
Those are all on the drawing boards. Socks, long johns, underwear, gloves, beanies.
This is a cool looking thing, man. I mean, you got your logo, your walking advertisement. That's not only does it work in what it's meant for, but it also. It's like putting your cap on or whatever it might be. I think you've hit a home run, in other words. And
thank you.
I can't wait. You got one coming my way. I will be a walking advertisement here in Memphis for you folks because you are a family operation and you guys are in safety. You're in that thing that not only helps the hunters as far as scent, but my goodness, hunter safety system. How long y'all been around? How long has hunter safety been around?
We were founded in 2001, so next year will be our 20th anniversary. Yes,
wow, I can remember when it came out. That's when this show started in August of 2001, and it wasn't long after that. I think I had somebody from you guys down there, and. But this is a real cool thing. So is it available now? Are these T-shirts available online or what? How can all of us fans of Olympus Shield help you guys out?
Yes, sir. They can go to either OlympusShieldHunt.com, which a lot of people may have trouble spelling Olympus Shield. I still do 4 years into it. They can just go to HunterSafetySystem.com. There you
go, Frank.
If that's easier. But or if you just Google search Olympus Shield Hunt, I think if you get anywhere close to Olympus Shield, you're going to find us. But right now the shirts are available on there, and then and we'll see. In another year or two, we may have some dealers start to carry them. We're just kind of experimenting with it and see what guys think about it, and if it takes off, it does, and we'll just go with it.
It's got the technical Hunt X 10D. I mean, that sounds scientific, man. I mean,
yes, sir. Which is an acronym for Extend. Basically,
I knew that's what it was, and I knew I can't spell Olympus Shield, but I can get that Hunt X 10. Okay, that's in my vocabulary. Jay, thank you, buddy, for being with us this morning on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Again, folks, check it out. These are the good folks down there. They've helped this show out many times over our 20 years too. Have a great day, Jay Everett. We'll talk to you down the road. Okay, buddy?
Thanks, man. God bless.
All right, thank you. All right, Frank, you know that I got to ask you because we got a few minutes here. I wanted to squeeze this in on Jay's segment. There is no Master Nationals this year, so tell our listeners what's going on that.
Well, because of obvious reasons with COVID, we decided that we needed to cancel. So the event was going to be in Minnesota, just outside St. Cloud.
Right.
And so the event was canceled, and so we've moved on to the 2021 event, which will be in Idaho. We made some provisions for people that had already qualified for the 2020 so that all of that work wouldn't be wasted. So we made some provisions for those, and that's been fairly well accepted within the retriever community. We can't please everybody, but we try.
Had you already decided on Idaho? Was that in the rotation?
That was already that had already been decided.
So does Minnesota get another chance?
The only question, right? So yes, the question was, well, why didn't we just
move to Minnesota
move everything back and just go back to Minnesota next year?
You can't do that because people's already made arrangements for Idaho next year.
Yeah,
probably.
People and folks in Idaho have been making provisions and plans and things like that.
This is not something that you do overnight,
yes, when we cycle back around and we come to the what we call Region 2 or the Central Region, and we'll see. I would think if the folks in Minnesota want to do it, they would probably have a leg up on, say, anybody else that wanted to do it, since we'd already. Yeah. But it'd be open for anybody at that point in time to make a bid for the event. We're kind of like, basketball, NCAA basketball tournament. People make bids.
It's a big deal.
You're
talking
event.
about how many dogs last year?
Last year we had just a shade over 1,000.
I see that, folks.
1,020, if I remember correctly.
Well, I've already forgot where you were last year, and that's my memory.
No.
Where were we?
Last year we were in Hartsville, South Carolina.
Yeah, okay. And Frank is the
and we were,
you're the head counter. You're the dog counter. You're the secretary, or what? What's your official title?
I'm the event secretary.
Yeah.
I keep up with everybody during the year as far as the
qualifiers.
We track their qualifyings that they do throughout the year, mail out their invitations congratulating them on qualifying, and then keep up with them during, handle their entries and keep up with them all during the.
And it would normally be, isn't it normally in October or September, or when is it?
Late September or October.
Yeah.
It'll be late September next year.
In Idaho, so
in Idaho, and we've had it anywhere from about a 6-week time frame from the end of October and back it up to, say, the last 2 weeks in September, somewhere in that time frame. Kind of depends on what part of the country we're in. If we're in the southern part of the countries, we probably go a little bit later, a little bit later, more into October. But I'd also remember we were in mid-October in Horicon, Wisconsin, back in 2004.
Well, it means
and it was pretty chilly.
Yeah, it means you got to stay at home, like the Grizzlies. Okay, so you didn't have your, how long, you're gone for 3 weeks, aren't you, or something like that, or?
Depending on where it is. If it's out on the West Coast and I drive out there, I'm gone for almost 3 weeks. Normally it's about a 2.5 week deal for me to be off.
Well, I know I always look forward to it and having Frank out there to call, so I wanted to get that in. We got to take a break. Frank Barton is my co-host. Shelby McCall is producing the show, and we're going to switch and head to Kentucky Lake and the one and only Steve Mack Adams on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.